It's paying more than half a pound. My garment back and snatch it down. I got the skate, but we could probably run them back.
What is up, everybody? What's going on tonight, this evening? Yeah, we're on a Wednesday today because, man, schedule's been getting crazy. But you know what's going on? We back in the building. This your man, Q the Great. And I also got the lovely VJ. She decided to show up to work today.
Woo! Sorry.
What? I did, yes.
She did.
Employee of the Month / TCD's newest intern. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, VJ is that one employee that get mad at you because you asked them why they didn't come to work, and you like, okay, yeah, you right. I shouldn't have asked that question. My bad.
You're too damn nosy. I don't know what you want me to do. You're not paying me, and yet I show up a consistent 2 days a week, whatever. I'm doing the best I can here. Just fine.
Hey, what you talking about? Hey, being in my presence is a lie. You don't know that, man. I'm somewhat famous. Somewhat.
Which is why I need a break from you.
See what I deal with? And with guests in the building. That's right, we got guests in the building. I got my girl, Kimmie from... Go ahead, tell them where you're from. Man.
Hi, guys. I'm from everything. I don't know where to even start. I'm half of the Sit With Us podcast as well as half of the Charm School show. So, hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man.
Yay!
No problem, man.
I'm extra bubbly because I started drinking. So,
Uh-oh.
I hope that's allowed on your show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in that case, we're going to do a little Q&A afterwards, too. We can ask some of those personal questions.
Hey.
You know, it might get you some action, more action in those DMs. I'm sure it's already going down already. But you know.
I mean, you're right. I do need to step up my game. Let's get it ready for summer recruitment.
So go ahead, just give us a brief little synopsis or, summary. What is Sit With Us? What do y'all talk about? And Charm School, what are those two shows about?
Okay, so Sit With Us is a podcast that I do with my best friend, Tia. She was actually a guest on your show, I think, a little while back.
Yes.
So we started the show about 2 years ago out of Oklahoma City. And it's a political social justice podcast with a little pop culture and a lot of humor because we want to deliver it in the most pleasing way possible. So we came together. Tia really spearheaded and led that effort, and so it was really great for her to invite me on to join her. Then we both moved to Dallas and decided we were going to keep it going and see how big we can grow this thing. And in coming to Dallas, I linked up with one of my other good friends, and we decided to start a YouTube show called The Charm School Show. And that kind of came about after a drunken night at Papado's, and we were like, oh, we are so funny. We should record this. And then we set up a camera and actually did it. So we do different topics around beauty, life, health, and a lot of dating kind of episodes. So it's a completely different vibe, but I'm lucky because I get to do 2 shows with my friends. So it never really feels like work.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Dating. Hey, man, that's right up my alley. VJ says I'm like a ghetto Uncle Phil or something like that. I mean, not Uncle Phil, Dr. Phil. There you go.
Oh, don't say all right, Uncle Phil. What you gonna tell me?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No,
she takes all my dating advice. Isn't that right, VJ?
No, it's not.
Well, what we need to do, we've done some episodes over the friend zone and how to get out of that, how to appropriately go in someone's DMs. We also talked about sex and how the D can make you go crazy. So we have some pretty interesting topics on there.
Yeah, you're right, because it's a rule. If you hit more than twice, she like you.
We go together, actually. So.
Oh.
I'm picking out wedding colors. What do you mean?
She hit you with the heart. Well, actually.
About that.
That's what you be like, you sure we go together? Right.
Don't know what you thought this is, but here, I'm gonna need you to wear this bow tie and be at my mom's at 6 Sunday, and that's just what this is.
And take that trash out on your way out. Mm-hmm, thank you.
Thank you. Good night. God bless.
Oh, man. That's cold.
Them's the rules.
See,
we didn't make them up. We just know what they are.
Right.
See, I think y'all need to let guys know these rules so we can act accordingly.
No, they need to listen to my show. No.
That's right. Y'all
check if you want to know the rules, you check out the show.
There you go. All right. Oh man. Hey, but again, we thank you for coming on. We know you have busy schedules, so we're just happy that you decided to come on with us.
No, thank you for working with me because I had missed my first date to be on here, so I was like, "Ooh, they not gonna want me on." But yeah, thank y'all for inviting me back.
While you played, I didn't. I was still recovering. From Monday night from on Talking 30. Shout out to the crew, Geronimo and Picture Perfect Ashley Nicole. So I was still kind of recovering from drinking like a whole fifth of Crown Vanilla, and I actually went to work that day too. It was a struggle, but I made it. So.
Oh, I need to come out and see what y'all do, especially with the drinky drink. Yes.
Oh man!
Well, somebody has the big 30th coming up here in a couple of weeks, and you should definitely come join us.
I'm already planning. I've cleared my schedule, darling. I am in that thing.
Oh
yes.
Yeah. Hey,
it's gonna be a good time.
It's going down. We got we trying to plan like a whole weekend fiasco going on to where we trying to be on I guess you say like a hangover type stuff. Not the actual actor effect, but just that you got photos. You like, damn, I did that. Me? You sure? Okay.
I mean, you have to do it big for your 30th though. Like me and my friends did a whole big dirty 30 situation, and so for everybody's 30, we all re-celebrated like it was ours for the first time. So
that's how you got to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come to Dallas, and I plan on enjoying it. And how did I put it earlier? I'm going to be extinction level drunk. So yeah, there you go.
Yay! Yeah. I can't wait to meet you. It's gonna be fun.
All right, y'all. All right, dudes
I
out here.
hope you remember meeting me. It'll be fine.
All right, she gonna come out here and snatch somebody's soul, and dude's gonna be hitting me. What, man? Why she don't want to talk to me, man? In his Will Smith voice.
Because I wasn't here for that. Let him know. I was on vacation.
Why don't she want me, man?
Because you don't bring sand to the beach, and you don't take it away from the beach either.
All right.
That's real,
and
right
that's
there.
The word. That is the word.
Oh man, so
I ain't got no sand. That's a whole nother story, Dr.
I don't have none either. So I guess we gonna go play in the sand and just leave it there.
We just gonna find it. I'm gonna bring it back in. No worries.
I don't know why y'all be playing. Y'all know y'all got dudes right now line it up. Y'all just got to decide if you want them or not.
Well.
Yeah.
So
what you got on these news stories?
Let's go ahead and roll into it. So we go ahead cue the news in, man, right now. So I guess we go to start with this first one as far as people not wanting this. So allegedly James Comey, the FBI director, got the can the other day. And it came after the investigation started with Don T and his whole little crew about, their ties to Russia. Again, of course. It's been ongoing for who knows how long. And so the guy that actually was supposed to be, heading the investigation and things like that, you just get rid of him. So I said, hey, that's a new thing. If you don't like the cop, just, fire his ass so he can't investigate you anymore. Is that how it works now?
Apparently. Like I didn't realize that. And you know what's really crazy to me? The fact that people are saying don't question it. Like, oh well, he's the president, he can do what he wants. No, he's not the king. He's just the so-called president at this point in time. But I think where are the checks and balances?
What are these checks about? No, there's no such thing. I do what I want, and you just kind of got to roll with it. If you're not, you're fake news.
Right.
And the other thing that I found interesting about it is that 45 was, praising Comey when, he was investigating Hillary Clinton. And now that I guess we'll say the shoe was on the other foot. Now he's like, oh, you're canned. That's over. That's done. It's just kind of like, well, it was cool when it wasn't, I guess, when you won with the heat on you.
Right. It's so funny. Did anybody catch Fox News and their headline of that he resigned? And I was like, do y'all ever get it right? Or y'all just stay trying to get it wrong on purpose? Nobody resigned. There's a letter. Guys, there's a letter.
The way I understood it, or what I read a report that said that James Comey was actually like out somewhere else, and he was talking to another branch of the FBI about something, and he was like in the middle of like giving this speech or conference, and like the news came across, like breaking news in the background, that he had been fired. Like they basically fired that man while he wasn't even like at his office. Like, yeah, like that's got to be crazy, right? Like you get fired, see about it on the news, and then have to fly back to that office, and there's like an officer parents are standing there with like a box with all your shit in it, like, well,
No.
we spilled your cactus or whatever, so we threw it in the trash. But
Like,
you know,
fire me at the beginning of the day. Don't you get a good full day at work out of me and then let me go.
Yeah,
let me go at the beginning.
Now that's disrespectful. But how you
So I
find
can
out?
enjoy my day.
How you find out secondhand you've been fired? Like,
he did.
That's gotta be the worst. That's so embarrassing. Like, now I'm not gonna take anything serious you said to me. Like, during that whole conference, I'm like, oh, well,
like,
he ain't
like
really the man.
That's like finding out you got fired via Twitter. All of a sudden you go on, you're like, fire, man, who's this Comey cat? Oh shit, that's me.
I mean, we probably found out at the same time because I sure did get an alert on my phone saying breaking news. So how'd I find out before him? That's really.
That's a cold game, man.
But more so than like it being cold, it really kind of just scares me though, because I'm just like, okay, so what's next? We have reporters who are being like arrested and whatnot for laughing at people. We've got FBI directors being like tossed away. So like, where is the limit and where does this stop?
Yeah,
Or
well, you know, the same thing happened with what's the lady that actually testified the other day? I think she's the one that actually gathered a lot of information for the Russian allegations, and then she was fired when she finished her job. So,
right, it's just like a string of firings, and I'm just like, all right, is this not fishy to anyone? How about the people who voted for him? Are they still confident on, or do you have an answer or an excuse for everything?
Oh yeah, they're gonna roll.
And I think the crazy part is that was one of their excuses, right? Like, oh well, he's just the president. There are checks and balances in system. He can't, screw up that bad. There are other people, in place to keep him from screwing things up. Well, that's great as long as y'all don't let him fire everybody that's in place. You can't let him fire everyone and expect the checks and balances to still work. That's not how that goes.
Right, and I'm not saying this because I was a fan of the FBI director or whatever.
Oh no,
I mean because Auntie Maxine had already told me about him anyways and said he would have no credibility, and so I believe what Auntie Maxine said. But still, just the way he went about it, I'm like, this is messy. Nobody's safe, and we as American people definitely aren't. So,
and you already know his I guess his side chick. That's what I'm gonna call her because she banged for him way too hard for him not to be.
What, his daughter?
Nah, Chilli.
Oh no, baby skeleton. Baby skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah. So she basically.
I don't trust his relationship.
I mean, I put it like this. I remember seeing a couple old pictures, and he's like really close to her, and his wife. I mean, it's almost like his relationship with his wife. He's like, yeah, get away from me. But Kelly, you come here, girl. Let me. Never mind. But
yeah, we saw how she was sitting on that couch. Like she's been on that couch.
She's been there
in a couple
before.
Different ways. Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. That's gross. But all right,
so absolutely gross because they're both gross together. Who would ever want to see them naked? That's ill.
Oh.
See, that should
Sorry,
be
guys.
that should be one of your crazy questions, VJ.
Oh, by the way, guys, sorry for the listeners. If you were on Twitter earlier today, I apologize because we'll just say I got a little out of pocket. Some of you were very, very upset with some of the things I asked you, and I'm sorry I made you, choose those things before you had breakfast. Sorry,
I missed it.
Yes, you did.
All right, guys.
It got crazy when you find out there was a what the hell was that thing? It was a foot/vagina. I said, "What is this? Who made this? Why? How does this work?" But
I've got to follow you. I don't think I'm following you because I need to see this foolishness.
There was parent fucking and dildos. There was a lot. Sex toys and parent fucking. It was a lot.
That is a lot before coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Like, did you ask something like if you would rather be naked or have to have sex with your clothes on or something like that?
Oh yes, if you had to be, would you rather have to be nude in public all the time or only be able to have sex like fully clothed with just your genitals out?
Hey man, I'll be naked all the time. Screw it, why not?
Amen, forever and ever.
No, I think I'm gonna have sex with my clothes on.
Really?
You can still do a lot of stuff. You can still be fun.
So wait, hold on.
You
So
gotta be creative.
Pull it through.
But every single time.
I mean, how does that work? Like,
just
but
every time
so
through the boxer hole
in the winter. You got to be naked in the winter in all elements.
Hey man.
Listen, I would just avoid sitting outside. Like I don't.
Yeah. I got a heater. I'm good.
Unless you like work from home and everything, you got to be out and about. And, well, I'm a mom. I have stretch marks. I don't know if I want everybody to see it.
Girl, let them stripes show, man. Better be proud. That took work.
Them stretch marks.
See them this summer, but I mean, I don't know if every
the bitch
day.
gonna get whatever body I give it.
Yes, the summer gonna take it. It's
there you
ready.
go.
Gonna take it.
Oh man.
And he gonna take it with my turtleneck on, so that's what that's gonna be.
In some cases I could rock with that setting. That's like a porn situation going on. But never mind. So
that's the Skeletor.
Right.
No, I mean I was just gonna break over her comments, which you can all take a look at this. This is on the Huff Post, and the name of it is Kellyanne Conway. It's inappropriate to question timing of Donald Trump's firing of James Comey. So that's all I had to say about that one. Inappropriate, yes. So you shouldn't question when he was fired. Hey, I'm just saying.
But you're firing the man who's investigating you. I got tons of questions. I got lots of questions, bruh.
Of course.
And since you are working for us, the American people, we have every right to ask you those questions.
Hey, man.
No,
this is not,
Look, alternative facts are not allowed here in Trump's America, or my bad, Don T's America. That's not how it goes. He just do what he wants.
Side note, I love all these nicknames that people have been coming up with for him. 45, Don T. Let's keep it up, guys. Great job.
Hey, man, look, other than that, and then of course another one of his people is Betsy DeVos, and for some reason Betsy keeps showing up at colleges, in schools.
If she don't sit her ass down.
In public, period. Let's just go with that. So, allegedly, she went up to Bethune-Cookman, and let's just say they gave her the proper greeting she deserved. And so what it says is that she was subject to protests and called a threat to public education, which is, I feel that. Anybody see anything wrong with that statement?
No, I actually saw on Twitter before I got on the show that the crowd, the students, they stood up and they turned their back to her when she got on stage. So yeah. I was so proud. I was like, them babies, y'all better go out and say, we ain't taking this shit. You can't pay for us.
But how smart?
You might have bought your position, but you can't buy us. And so I thought it was so dope. Like, everybody stood up.
But how smart is it for you to show up to a HBCU and think you going to actually really spit something that they going to want to hear?
Well, to add insult to injury, they gave her an honorary degree before they let her get up there and speak.
See, that's the admin people. They on that fuckery shit. But the students.
Oh, and then it got better, but because they told them basically, I think it was like they said the president or something of he was up there with Betsy DeVos, and he told them that they needed to basically behave themselves and sit down, or they could leave and have their degrees mailed to them.
Oh, you can mail that to me.
Oh, yeah,
because at this point, I'm already done.
Yeah,
I was like, you can't take that bitch. You can't take it back. So do you think I care?
Right. Thank you. I've already paid for this. So.
Oh no, baby. I earned that fair and square. I wish you would try me. Burn this whole little rinky-dink shit down. Don't play.
We'll have
to
some
the
problems.
ground.
But yeah, what kind of threat is that? Oh, you better not show up for graduation. All right, nigga, just mail my shit. We good. I'm just saying.
But why is she getting an honorary anything? She hasn't even been in. Has it been 100 days yet? Like, have we officially hit that mark? I don't know. I don't count well. But like, she hasn't even been in position for 100 days. So what are we awarding her for? She's not even qualified for the position she's in. So what are we giving her? What are they giving her anything for? Because she's a white woman and they're giving her something for what? I'm not.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, and that's the confusing part.
Unacceptable, but I got questions.
That's the part I think she keeps going on this tour. Like, maybe if I just the black people that don't care. Like, it does not matter what you do. It's not going to make you any more qualified, and it's not going to make you than you already are. Like, unless you're about to change your thoughts about public schools and vouchers, then you really are not helpful to any of us.
At all.
Like, no amount of honorary degrees is going to fix that.
No, not really. And so I'll go ahead and roll with this last one. Speaking of outrage from people, and for some reason, Chilli been getting the business from folks on social media. And for some, I'm gonna get everybody's opinion. So, she was sitting down and having an interview. This story is actually on 2Fab. I don't know who was interviewing. I actually saw the video and everything, but everybody got onto her for saying all lives matter. Now, I get the idea of what she was talking about, because she was just kind of trying to illustrate something like, okay, if something were to happen with a young white kid and he gets killed by the cops, she would still view it just as wrong if it were a black kid, that type of stuff. And I go, okay, that's cool. But the context of the situation, though, that may or may not be the situation, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure there are some situations, but on average, don't some of them usually get some type of, I guess, justice to an extent, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely. That's why everybody's mad at her, because her and T-Boz were completely wrong and dumb in that interview, and not why anybody funded their stupid album, because they don't deserve it. Because,
did it ever come out yet?
No.
Okay.
And I'm glad it's lost their money. No.
It's supposed to drop or whatever, but continue.
Yeah, okay. So for her to say all lives matter, when the reporter was clearly asking her how she felt about protests, about the Black Lives Matter movement, I feel like it was a cheap cop-out, because you just don't want to be viewed any certain type of way. And you needed to take a firm stand. And I'm always saying on my shows, if you have a platform, you need to use your voice and your platform to make a difference. And I'm sorry, I even I told my little boy today, it is not all lives matter. Of course, all lives matter. However, it is little black kids and black boys and black people that look like us that are unequally being murdered and not receiving justice every day. And so that's what the issue is. That's what the problem is. Don't give me any watered down ass answer about all lives matter when the woman was specifically asking you about black lives. And then Chilli gonna be talking about some stuff about I don't even remember what she was saying. Something about what's affecting some of the Americans and how it's not really affecting her. And I'm like, do you not live in the same America I'm living in? Why are you so nonchalant about what's going on with the president and your people? Did y'all read that too? Or
I gotta go back, because it was even that statement alone, because it's like, oh, that sounded like with how Lil Wayne, when he was talking. And I do think there's a disconnect between, because, since I got money and I got, I can afford some privileges, then my plight ain't the same as yours. Okay, B, if you believe so. But that's my statement.
And weren't they bankrupt? Baby, you ain't that far removed.
Yeah, remember who's that? Was it Babyface and all them? Allegedly that robbed them of all it, because they didn't get a lot of, because as many albums as they sold, they didn't have a lot of money to show for it.
It was that one girl, and Pebbles. Pebbles took all their money.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just think we get into this whole semantics thing, like, all lives matter. Okay, in that case, you're agreeing with me. You're right. We're not discrediting that all other lives, but at this moment, we need to emphasize that, hey, we matter as well, just as much. And I think that's where people are taking it out of context, but.
And like for her, I just think it was a lazy answer and terrible. I saw some of the memes people were putting up about it too, and they're saying Left Eye was rolling over in her grave and she would never. And we're wishing their album to flop, as I always knew it probably would. I mean, who's checking for them in 2017? But I digress.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we haven't heard. When's the last song dropped for them? I don't think I remember when they were in what was that, House Party 2? No, 3. I'm sorry.
I don't even remember that, because I didn't really watch that movie. But
there you go. You good, man? Oh, yeah. Your phone's breaking up a little bit, man. But all right. So with all that, I think that outside of white folks fighting on the Spirit airline, that's pretty much all the news we had to carry. Which that was hilarious. You just got to go watch that video. But
I'd be fighting on Spirit too now. Shoot, as tight and cramped as that plane is, they're probably fighting because they found out they had to pay for some air. Because you got to pay for everything on that damn flight.
Yeah, they realized, hey, my ticket was $50, but hold on, $200 for my luggage. God damn.
and my flight ain't gonna leave. No, I'd be heated too. Can't even get a cracker on that flight. No.
See, I never flown. I just heard about Spirit. I never flown on them.
No, I talk all this mess, but I have flown on it several times, and I will hop my happy butt on there again because you can get some cheap deals. But yeah, it's definitely not a pleasant flight.
Oh man, that's that's interesting.
Bring every snack you need. Just be prepared to be cramped up because the seats is really tight and smushed. But,
hey, is it worse than Southwest?
oh yeah, absolutely. And like you can't bring a carry-on, but I watched enough YouTube videos, so I found the right bag that you can stuff a lot of things in, and you can still bring it on for free. But you don't have to wear the same outfit a couple times when you get there.
Wait,
but
aren't
it's
those just called
flight.
purses?
Yeah, pretty much. If you just stuff everything in your purse, you can fly for almost free.
That's why I be telling my
wearing sandals in the winter to travel. got a purse full of sandals in December, and you're going to Minnesota.
Whatever it takes, by any means necessary.
Oh man, but well, that's all I got for mine. So we go ahead and roll into VJ. You got some stories for us, man? What you got?
I got a couple of things. Where do we want to start with this trash?
I don't know, but we're full. Social media is always full of shenanigans, and this is social media shenanigans with VJ.
Let's see what we can get here going. I guess the one thing I kind of wanted to talk about briefly, because we kind of touched on it before, was this whole situation with Miley Cyrus and her comments about how she just can't be down with black music anymore because, I got to go back to my roots and I just can't be out here promoting, sitting on cocks and whatever else she had to say about it. So I think it's just, it's very interesting that, it's not just her, I guess would be my thing with it. And the comments are not surprising. I think for most black people, we were like, isn't that what all of you white pop stars do?
Girl,
I mean,
say that.
And I think it's interesting, right? Because I think they all go through that phase, and you can look at it like and I love Justin Timberlake, but the Justin Timberlakes of the world, the Christina Aguileras of the world, it's the same template. They have they come out with this kind of bubblegum, squeaky clean image, and then it's just kind of just sexual enough to kind of appeal to more than 13-year-olds, Justin Bieber. And then they go through this phase where after one or two albums of that, they want to capitalize on this black money. So then they try to go run and do a R&B album where they're getting in their rebellious bad phase where they just do all the shit that they think that black people all over do. And they go find the hottest rapper they can to jump on, that CD. And then they're, in the news doing every possible thing they can to get arrested. And then after they're done with that, they're like, oh, well, black people are tired of me. They're not checking for me. Let me go back and get these white dollars again. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that was just the phase I was going through. I have to get back to myself. I was just, I was in a dark place.
I just find it's funny. I laugh because, like you said, it's not a surprise. I mean, they've hustled before. They come over, and I told all the people, I said, Miley had to shake Hannah Montana. She was known as Hannah Montana, so she had to do something crazy to say, oh, she's growing up now. That's why she came out with the teddy bears and shaking her lower back, because she ain't got no ass. I don't know what you call it.
No.
Right. And it's just really like crazy to me the fact that, first of all, that she said she was tired of rappers talking about cops, because I've never ever heard a rap song that said the C word, because I personally find that word very disgusting. I cannot say it.
Yes.
Hold up.
And I've never heard a rapper say that. So okay, man, what rap are you listening to? But then the next thing, man, weren't you wearing strap-ons on your tour stages and being like over the top and gross and super sexual? Like, why don't you sit down somewhere? We were tired of hearing you, ma'am. So if you need to go back to the country and pop so you ain't looking like a fool no more, go out for it. Here, cheers.
I mean, yeah, you don't hear cock in any black language unless you're watching porn and he's smashing a white chick.
Right, but then does he even say? They don't even say it then.
No, the white chick does.
Yeah, the white chick would. But
yeah.
All right, so I'm sorry, our guest is actually calling in, so let me go ahead and get him on. Let me push pause real quick. All right, so one, I'll tell everybody leave Molly alone, but let's go ahead. We're gonna sit on that one. We actually got a special guest coming in the building, a Mark Nichols, who's actually the author of a actually pretty dope book. So we're gonna come back with him, and we'll be right back. This is Chopping Up with Q.
Let's be great. I'm rapping on this one, spazzing on this one, body bags, casses on this one. Unlike these rappers who just acting they lyrics, I'm way different. Potent, I'ma make you feel it. Dope, like a prescription, what the doctor ordered. Beats get tortured, every track I leave is scorching. All them days I was so misfortunate. Back when I couldn't smile, I forced it. Motivated my grind, got on it. I ain't never going back. Sticking to the mission, go and get it, moment Kodak on. Hustling, faith my chauffeur. I wanna be on posters, and all your cousins got them.
And we are back. What's going on, everybody? You are on with Chopping It Up with Q. I am Q the Great. I still got my girl VJ in the building, and we still got Kimmie in the building. And we got another special guest. What was it? Look, they all speaking out of code and everything. But now we got another special guest on. We got Mr. Mark Nichols in the building, the author of the Nichols Brothers, Suburbia to Destruction. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Glad to be here.
Oh, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. You've been a busy man, man. We happy to have you, though.
Man, let me tell you, bro. I guess today was my first day resting in like a couple weeks, for real. But it's just what I signed up for, so it is what it is. I'm enjoying the ride.
Oh yeah, man. That's what happens when you put good product out that's sought after.
Man, let me tell you, I am so surprised that everybody is taking to this book. This is my first time writing a book. I haven't really written anything since 1986 when I graduated high school. So, for it to be accepted like this, it's been really phenomenal for me.
Okay, that's what's up. Matter of fact, speaking of that, so what prompted you to write it, man? Because I know a lot of people. Well, I was gonna say, give a little background. A lot of people, you are the brother of Brian Nichols, correct? And there is the whole situation, which it happened when I read back on it. I was like, man, it happened in 2005. I was like, man, I was in high school, and the situation that happened with your brother. So I just want you to kind of, give a little background and then tell us what made you want to actually put this story out there.
Okay, let me plug up my computer real quick because it's about to die. I didn't check my power, and I'm gonna tell you right what's going on. 1 second.
All right, no problem.
Okay. What prompted me to write this book was that it was a story. It was a story that had to be told. It was like I spoke with Brian on it, and he was like, Ashley Smith is sitting up here making all this money. She had her book, which was called Unlikely Angel, published, and Oprah Winfrey helped her go to the best-selling list with that. Then they came out with the movie Captive, and after that movie was released, she started reselling her book she renamed her book Unlikely Angel to Captive and started selling it under that title. So Brian's like, you got a story that nobody else can tell, so you need to just go ahead and settle down and write this book. It took me 7 years. It was a lot of bumps in the road, little things that I had done that I shouldn't have done that took me away from it, but I'm here, and I feel really good about my project.
Okay, that's what's up. That's there are some, life comes at you. We get into stuff that we know it happened to me, man. It took me, during the college years, I done some stuff I know I shouldn't have did, derailed myself from time to time, but So, VJ, you say you had a question now?
I guess my question was really what made you feel like it was this particular angle of story that you had to tell? Is it just because you felt like there was a certain thing there were certain parts that were being put out and you're like, no, I feel like there's more here that needs to be discussed? Or really, what do you feel like your purpose was in writing this book?
Okay, so with I'm gonna go back to Ashley Smith's movie again. When you see Ashley Smith's movie, it's like a perfect interlocking of books. Like, the way her movie ends leaves you thinking about what was going on in his life. So before this happened. So my book really gives you, it's not about what Brian did. I think it's like one chapter that touches on it, but it's about, our upbringing, our childhood, what we went through coming up in middle class America, like as privileged black kids.
Yeah.
And that's not really talked about a lot. So,
Right.
I was just giving everybody the background story. I go through, like I said, the prison break a little, but I also go into things that were still happening to him after he was sentenced. So, it was a story, I'm just giving another side of the story that was happening with our family and people around us when the tragedy happened.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I was listening to an actual older interview. You were kind of telling about, y'all upbringing, and you were saying that you were the one that was usually more in trouble, and he was more the upstanding kid growing up for the most part, correct?
Right. Yeah, I was always, I wanted to sell drugs and be in the streets. I was a DJ. So, I was just used to being in that party life and that crazy life. And, it really, really affected me. I wish I wouldn't have been all into it like that. I wouldn't have made some decisions that I made in my life that were the wrong decisions.
Okay. And, I do get that because I guess do you illustrate about how it affected your family during this whole process? And, I think they tried to take an angle as far as, it was the family life and reason he did this, but you were like, nah, we were good coming up as kids. We had everything we can have.
Yeah.
We just happened to take paths that we maybe shouldn't have taken. And I think that's like a storyline that some people don't really talk about.
Yeah, we didn't want for anything. Like I said, the lights never went off. The refrigerator stayed full. It's just that we were good, but we were mischievous. We never had anybody in our crew of people that say, when we were in my basement, we come up with a crazy idea. There was never one person to say, man, that's not a good idea. We don't need to do that. That might bring some problems. We was like, all right, yeah, let's all do it. No matter what it was. And we were talking about this. I was talking about this with my cousin today. No, with Kim. As a matter of fact, Kimberly came over to our book today. That was Brian's first girlfriend.
Okay.
And she lived right next door to us. And she said, no matter what, all the stuff that y'all used to do, y'all never got caught or in trouble. And I'm talking about we did everything, but we were just mischievous. We weren't disrespectful to our elders or the neighbors. We weren't disrespectful to them. We just was doing other things that they didn't know about, but they knew about some stuff, and the stuff that they did know about, they just turned the cheek to it because they figured we just were being boys. They just being boys. That's it. And it was a fun childhood, man. It was a real fun childhood. We had a ball. Being bad as hell.
I have a question.
All right, Kimmie, what you got?
I know you can't see my face, but I have a question.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah,
You're missing out. But my question is,
okay.
When you're writing a story and you're telling something kind of revealing about your family and your family history, did you happen to receive any backlash from any of your family members? Like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I got some of my family on my father's side right now that's kind of upset with me about, some things that I said, but it's true. They treated us different because our parents had a little bit of money. They treated us really cruddy. So I still don't deal, excuse me, with that side of my family too tough right now to this day. That wasn't our money. That was our parents' money. So why are y'all going to treat us like this?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it hasn't been much, but whoever the backlash is, they won't tell me. Because I want to question them about it,
right.
Because there was some things, everything I wrote in this book, if you read it, it is true. No matter how crazy you may think it sounds, Like, no, it couldn't be. There's no way he's making this up. Everything is true, man. And I think that's one of the things that people are liking about it, because it's no dewdrops, it's no sun rays, it's no squirrels and none of that pretty stuff, no snow covered, nothing. It's raw. That's how I'm giving it to you, and people are accepting it.
Okay. I got a good question. So let's say I go and purchase the book, which I do plan on getting one. What is the main thing that you want me to take from it? So, like, I'm a young cat, maybe in college, et cetera, 20, 22. What's the message you're trying to get over to me?
No matter where you are in life, you can fall off that good path that you're on and be on a path to destruction. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much money your people had, how good of a job you had, education or anything. You can snap. It all can be gone just like that. Because I never thought that I would be right. I wish I never had to write this book. I wish I didn't have to do this interview with you guys. Give me my brother back.
Yeah.
But he decided he wanted to be the one to fight the war against the system. And I wish he wouldn't have made that choice.
Okay. Hey, man.
You just gotta. What's that?
Oh, I would say that's real, because, a lot of us do feel that we're not supposed to hit rock bottom at all. And when we do, there really aren't a lot of people there to help you, guide you back. Or if you do stray away, a lot of people kind of write you off for the most part and aren't really willing to even work with you to get back on the right path.
Man, it's a lot of crabs in the barrel. A lot of crabs in the barrel, man.
Can I ask another question?
Sure,
This is the nerdy.
I don't know. I think you need to turn your screen on. I'm not thinking.
I'm not trying to distract you guys with all of this goodness right now. So
I got you.
let me ask my nerdy question though, because I'm a writer as well. Tell me what it was like. You said it took you about 7 years to develop your book. What was your process like? Because I know it can be really tough to actually sit down and like create a piece of work. So what did you do to stay motivated and get that work out?
It was, I'm hearing people tell me that it's so many things that they're getting out this book, like some kind of religious points and this kind of point and that kind of point. And I'm like, wow, when I was writing this book, I was just writing it. Mm-hmm. I'm not I wasn't looking at I said, the only angle I looked at for writing this book was, and I have a mentor, his name is Ron Houston. He said, you cross over into a platform which I've never seen. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, man, the way you connecting with your audience with this book is incredible. He said, it's like you are really in this room, like me, like we're talking now. He's like, It's like we are really talking. You're really talking to us, just guiding us through this story. Through the story that you wrote. So, like I said, when I sat down to write it, my main focus was, okay, I don't want this to be a descriptive type thing. I want this to be a conversation between me and the reader. I don't want it to be narrated. I didn't want it to have that narrated feel. So the same way that I'm talking to you right now, it's the same way that I wrote it. And I just wrote it like that, and I didn't think about anything else about making people think about this, making people think about that. No, I just was writing a story, and it just so happened that the things I was writing about, people are bringing it back to me like, man, you really touched me with this one because this, that, and the other. I'm like, wow. When I was writing that, I really didn't think about that. I just was writing. Because, I didn't set out in this thing, in this mission to become an author, first of all. That was like a shock. Like when Gina Chapman bought my first book, I said, wow, I'm an author. That wasn't my whole goal. I said, man, I just want to write the story and get it out there and see how it's taken. And it's being received so well. We were coming back when I was leaving Atlanta 2 days ago. I got here Monday night, and on the way there, we stopped at a restaurant, and it was two old white ladies like in the 80s. I'm talking about Christians who know every scripture in the Bible. So some kind of way we got to talking, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm on my way to Baltimore to do a book signing. And they were like, you're an author? I was like, yeah. She was like, what's your book about? And I told them, and they was like, and believe me, they were in their 80s, middle 80s at least. And they said, oh, I remember their story. And she said, do you have any books? I said, yeah, I have some, but let me tell you something. You know, I know your church ladies, and didn't say, but you're white, but they were white.
Right.
You know.
All right. I'm warning you.
And you're old, you know. I said, this book is raw, okay? This is not going to have any things making you picture pretty things. No, none of that descriptive stuff in there to make you imagine something. I said, this book is raw. And she said, okay, give me one. I said, all right. I'm going to give you my number. I gave her the book. She paid me. She gave me a 20 and another bill. I just put it in my pocket. I said, I'm going to give you my number. I want y'all to call me after y'all read this book. The next day, no, a couple, say about an hour later, I went in my pocket and pulled the money out. It was $40. I'm like, wow, man, I didn't give them their change. I thought it was $25. So the next day they called me. The one lady called me. She's like, Mark, I need another book. And I'm like, oh, you know, you gave me $40. She was like, oh, I did? I was like, oh, well. She said, just add that on to another 10 that I'm going to send. And I need another book. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I started reading this book and I couldn't put it down. I want to meet your mother. I know the language is a little raw in it, but it's real. And I need this book for my church. I said, for your church?
I love Bible study. What? Come through.
Like, I got a section in that book that is a warning that says, this section is graphically, sexually explicit. Read at your own risk, basically. And I said, wow, they read all of this about us doing this in this barbershop to all these women, and y'all think and you want this for your church? All right. So she said she wants to meet my mom, and I'm going to mail her out the other book. And I said, okay, this told me that my target audience is actually bigger than I thought. Because here I am, I connected with some old white women that are Christians. You know, they wanted me to write a scripture or quote or something in the book. I said, man, I don't know nothing. It's a part. We used to cut Sunday school. We used to put our clothes in the garage the night before, and our parents thought we were going to Sunday school. When we've been in the corner, we put on our basketball clothes up the basketball court. So I don't know any scripture. She was like, that's fine, but I love this book. She loved the book. So let me know my target audience is way bigger than I thought. Because I thought I was going to have like a target audience of like 35 and 35 to 50. Now I done hit some 86-year-old white women. I'm ready for the world.
Right.
That's what's up.
Take on everybody.
Right.
Well, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I think it's just interesting that you were writing from an aspect of more about you guys' childhood together. And I think it's a story that we don't hear a lot, right? We have all of our Black men that are incarcerated or are locked up, and we don't get to hear these stories about them being brothers and fathers and uncles. And so I guess my question is really, what's one of your favorite memories about your time with your brother?
Vacations. You know, we went on vacations. You know, every summer when we got out of school, we actually look forward to, wow, where we going this year? You know what I mean? Like, and one of the chapters in the book is called Stone Mountain, and it's some pictures. Like, my book is so different. This first 50 books, it's a color pictures, and there's a lot of pictures in this book that go along with the stories that I'm telling. And one of the pictures in there is me and Brian standing on a wheel that's like a wheel for a carriage, a horse carriage, when we were like maybe 6 and 2, something like that. You know what I mean? So that was one of the things that I look forward to as my brother, you know, me and my brother, you know, going on these vacations, going different places, you know. as we're getting older, you know, we going places and meeting little girlfriends during that weekend. You know what I'm saying? It was good. You know, we had a real childhood. Like, we really had a good childhood. And some people that has told me that they were like, I'm a little jealous because your childhood was fun. Y'all had fun. Mine was so boring. You know, so it was just, I got to go with the vacation. So that was one of the best things about our childhood. Getting away, seeing different stuff.
All right. So here's what I want you to do. Tell everybody where they can locate your book and any social medias where they can contact you. So plug everything you got.
Okay. I'm 5 stars on Amazon right now with my review.
Dope.
My book can be, yeah, I'm doing good. I mean, you might see some of my posts on Facebook and be like, man, this cat wrote a book. It's because my spell check don't work that good. You know, my talk to text, and I don't proofread. But yeah, you can catch me. The book is available. It's $15.99 on Amazon. If you type in my name, Mark Nichols, in the search engine, I'll be the first book, and you'll see this cover come up. This is my soft cover, but you'll see this cover come up on Amazon, and you just click on that. You can purchase the ebook there. I can be contacted on Facebook. I have a Facebook page called the Nichols Brothers. Contacted on there. My Instagram is the Nichols Brothers, at the Nichols Brothers. Twitter, I believe, is Mark_Nichols_. And my Yahoo email is thenicholsbrothers.com at Yahoo. Now I have these limited edition books here. Let me see if I can flip. If you can see, it's all color. It's a picture of Brian right there after a prom or something. You know, it's the whole book is all the pictures of color. And this is going to be a one-time only. The rest of the prints after that, it's going to be black and white because, you know, having a color book this thick with, I'd say close to 100 pictures in, it's kind of expensive to print.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily, the person that printed this book was under investigation with me. Investigation for allegedly trying to help Brian escape again. The GBI here in Georgia investigated us for 4 years before they stopped. And she had to testify against Brian to keep from getting time because it was letters and all kinds of escape stuff that was going on. But she printed the book, and she was a pen pal of Brian, so she made sure that everything was in perfect looking order, you know, before she even printed the book. So, you know, it's a good book. The paper quality is good. The pictures, everything looks good. I mean, I'm so proud of this book. I didn't even know it was going to turn out like this. Proud of is this back cover. It's the reason why I don't have anything on the inside sleeve trying to give you a description of the book, because this back cover right here, the design tells it all. But man, and you know, pick up the book. Pick up the book. I guarantee you will enjoy it.
Okay, I already got it saved in my Amazon. So
Amazon cart.
already. I created a whole book file, man. It's already in there to be ready to purchase, man.
Thank you. I appreciate the support, brother.
Hey, man, no problem, man. You know, so I want everybody, again, thank our guest, Mark Nichols. Make sure to catch his book on Amazon. And make sure to also, plug, get on all his social medias, man. Just, he a cool cat, man. Just get in, just talk to him, ask him questions, buy his book, of course.
Tell him how you enjoyed the book.
Exactly, yeah. Leave him a review. You know, we're going to try to keep that 5-star rating. So, yes, remember, the book is The Nichols Brothers, Suburbia to Destruction. You got the Kindle version, so I don't want to hear any excuses like, oh, I don't like turning pages. So, there you go.
Right. Exactly.
So, Mr. Mark, I thank you for coming on, and we'll have to do this again. You can come back anytime. Just let me know.
Let me know, bro. I'm available. You know, I don't turn down any interview. So I was disappointed that I had to reschedule, but I'm glad we made it happen again. And if you want to do it again, just let me know. I'm here. I'm ready.
All right, for sure. So we're finna go ahead and go to another break. So y'all stay tuned. This is Chopping It Up with Q. We'll be right back.
All over my sleeves. I've been stereotyped my whole life to be a drug dealer, a thief. But my intellect is their biggest threat, and they hating that for no reason. Orange jumpers and iron shackles, that's how they wanna see me. Because my music bumping, my skin black, tattoos all over my sleeves. I've been stereotyped my whole life to be a drug dealer, a thief. But my intellect is their biggest threat, and they hating that for no reason. Every time I hit a job interview to try to better myself, I gotta change the way I speak. I can't walk with the rhythm of a soulful man because a thug is all they see. I get stopped by the law because my rear's big and my tit doesn't offer a peek. Coming to my window, gripping a pistol like you're trying to end me before I speak. When it's gonna stop, my people getting dropped by the cops like the color of my skin is a crime. No right.
Hi guys, it's BJ and we're back on Chopping It Up with Q. And of course, Q is here as well. And our special guest in the building is still here with us as well, Kimmie from Sit With Us. And we're so glad you joined us after our break because we're going to get back to, I guess, where we left off in social media shenanigans. So if I remember correctly, I think our next story was about Simone Biles. So yes. That is where we'll go. So if you don't know, or you lived under a rock, Simone Biles was kind of the hero of the U.S. gymnastics teams this past Summer Olympics, and just an overall, incarnation of like black girl magic. Like she's the most adorable thing. But right now she's on Dancing with the Stars, and I thought this was interesting because she did a couple of different dances. And it was odd because I think the judges, I don't know if it was because they lacked something bad to say about her performance, but they essentially were like, well, everything looks tight and nice and you hit all of the steps, but you don't really smile. They were like, oh, you just seem like you're smiling too much and you're not showing any type of emotion other than smiling. And her reply was, I've been in the gym for 14 years. Like, these might be emotions that I really haven't had to deal with. You know, you don't have to do a lot of smiling when you're, flipping through the air.
Exactly.
And so then she comes back and does her second dance of the night. And then their criticism is, oh, well, you're not smiling enough. And this is where she just won my heart again, because she was just like, when you're, she was kind of like, I mean, that's cool or whatever. Like, I get what you're saying that I should, smile more. But her quote, so I guess the host name is Tom Bergeron. And he was just kind of like, well, they gave you good scores. Why aren't you smiling? And she looks directly at him and says, smiling doesn't win you gold medals. Whoop. And I was like, whoop, and that's why I love you. And I guess, I mean, and obviously she, stuck up for herself in that moment, but I think it just kind of resonated with me because I was just like, I think with black women, you hear that a lot, right? You should smile more. Smile. What do you look so angry for? But then if you do smile, then it's a problem. So I guess it was a thought. Like, it's like, well, what, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like, this girl, brought home a cajillion gold medals and they're still like, you're not smiling enough. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, give
Now you're smiling too much.
Give him a half smirk. Does that work? Is it in between?
If people could quit policing her face, let her look how she want to look in the moment. Thank you. Leave me alone.
I mean, I think that's the issue a lot, right? It goes back to just kind of being like an angry black woman. Like, she came out there, she smiled, then that wasn't cool. So then she didn't smile, and they immediately were like, why do you look so angry? Are you upset because we criticized you? And it's just like, no, you told me to smile less. Yeah. So I did, and you're still mad. Like, what are you mad about?
So I guess
because there's essentially, nothing that we can do to appease them. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I guess it's one of those things, you smiling so much, oh, you're not taking it serious. And then if you don't smile, why so serious? I don't know, man.
You can never get it right with them. And then I guess lastly, this one I thought was interesting. Have you guys heard about the Bow Wow Challenge?
Yeah, yes, I love this. It's so funny.
So I guess if you haven't heard about it, because this is a relatively new one, but it kind of caught fire and it's hilarious. So Bow Wow, or Shad Moss as he is now calling himself, who was
Which
once
is
upon a
VJ's
time,
favorite rapper, by the way.
Oh,
it's definitely not.
I just don't know.
Just don't know the way he moves so fast across the floor. Now, see, I know the lyrics, but
Okay.
I might have had a couple of albums, but that doesn't make him my favorite. Listen.
Dude, that was the intro music. That was the intro music.
I know. I'm gonna put it in.
Singing, me quoting Bow Wow. to quote the great philosopher Shad Moss.
Try to teach people how to live out here.
But basically, Bow Wow, I think we'll say, I think it was maybe the 8th or so a couple of days ago, he posted a picture on Instagram, and it's of a private jet, and he's saying, that he's about to go do a press run in NYC, this, that, and the third. Well, the internet is undefeated, and some of y'all got a lot of time on your hands because somebody did a Google image search, and they were like, oh, no, buddy, that's the stock image for a private jet company. That's not your jet.
Right? Why are they so petty?
And then to add insult to injury, somebody took a picture of him on Snapchat and was like, is this Bow Wow on this commercial flight with me? Wait. They were like, I thought you were on a private jet.
I see you, Nick, right in front of me.
Oh my God.
Classic.
So then, of course, Twitter just ran with it and did this challenge in which basically you stunt however you choose to stunt, and then the camera pans out and we see the great lengths you went to create some ridiculous facade. And I saw everything from people creating fake dates to fake money to fake pictures of bottles.
I saw fake Lamborghini, I think.
The one with the guy's like, I'm at the car wash. Well, praise God for my new car, and then it pans out and it's a toy car in the shower.
Man.
I saw one where someone made a sticker, like a Lamborghini sticker, and they're like, my new Lambo, and then they pulled out and it was like a Toyota, whatever, and then you can see the full symbol. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, man.
Are y'all going to do the challenge?
We might have to. I'm about to come up with something. But oh man, you see,
my broadcast had to find something to stunt with first. Listen,
I'm gonna paint some red bottoms real quick. Let me get some spray paint.
I'm gonna pretend to have a boyfriend.
Hey, one lady did that though.
That's so funny.
I saw that with the feet.
Yeah,
pants.
She grabbed some jeans and some boots and says, taking pictures with the boo, and it panned out. She just holding the pants up. I'm like, man, come on.
People are so creative. I love Twitter. I love the internet, and I'm so glad it's free.
I keep telling
undefeated forever.
Once you put your product out there to the world, it belongs to the internet, and if it's whack, they gonna let you know. But hold up, I just gotta say, you mean to tell me that Bow Wow was so intelligent he took a picture off of Google Images?
Well, the thing about it is that they don't even have to come from Google Images, right? Because you can do a Google image search and it'll find that picture or anything relatively close. So it's just like, I don't know.
Do you think he did it, or maybe he has an assistant who was like, "Oh, let me just put this up and social media manage," and that's where they went wrong?
He or she needs to be fired immediately.
But I don't
immediately.
But I don't think that's the first time that's happened to him either.
Mm-mm.
I think there have been some issues where he taking pictures of stacks of money or stole somebody's picture of their money. So I think I saw another one where some guy basically was on Twitter, he had posted a pic of it looks like millions of dollars in a nice tight cube on a white bedspread. Mm-hmm. And it looks like he jacked the picture, and the person he jacked it from was like, hey, maybe you should focus on working hard and making your own money instead of, jacking pictures of mine.
Oh. He just can't win for losing. I feel like these have been a tough couple of years for him, from the red carpet where people weren't really giving him no play and answering his questions to this. Will he ever rebound? Are we ever going to hear another album from him?
I doubt it, because I remember there was the one he was down in, New Orleans, when the band had to play him off because he introduced the show at the wrong time. I think it was a video of him hanging out on the streets in a hoodie because he think people going to recognize him. Ain't nobody know who he was.
Oh, God.
So,
it's worse and worse.
CSI Cyber is by far the worst of it. So
I've never watched an episode ever.
Yeah.
well, it's canceled now, so you can't.
Well.
Hey, man, he can't. My man just cannot catch a break, huh?
2018. 2018 is his year.
What he gonna drop another album?
The only way 2018 is his year is if everybody else that could viably act or put out an album dies first.
Dang, man.
So there's no choice. I ain't wishing that on my favorites. So sorry, Shad.
I'm just saying, like, everyone would have to go. Like, Q would have to have his vocal cords ripped out and not be able to speak before he would, like, no.
You're like, wait, now, hold up.
Wait, I don't know, man. He might get in the mumble rap game or something.
I'm just saying, I probably have a better chance of creating a career mumble rap than he does.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
On the shelf next to TLC because I ain't messing with neither one of them. So.
Matter of fact, they're gonna make
honestly,
a collab album.
An album together for nobody to buy it, right?
Right, you can take Left Eye's place. Go for it.
Him and Soulja Boy are gonna make a
Oh my God! Honestly, he does kind of look like Lil Mama's, and
I'm just saying.
Soulja Boy is still fighting like Chris Brown. I'm sorry, I'm so random, but is that still happening?
No, I think he's on house arrest. Remember, like he had some type of like FBI high intelligence great ass gun found in the back of his car. I think that man can't like leave his house. Like I don't think he's allowed to go to the edge of the property anymore.
Oh man, I was really looking forward to that.
Oh, you're talking about
Soulja Boy. Like
Soulja
I don't
Boy?
think.
Yeah, the fight.
Yeah,
man,
with his fun with guns. Like I think he locked up. Like I don't think he gets to.
I'm like, who wanted to watch Soulja Boy, 110 pounds soaking wet, fight crazy man Chris Brown?
Me. I was really front row for that. Me.
If it were YouTube
so you
live.
just wanted to watch Chris Brown Chuck Norris roundhouse kick Soulja Boy to the ground and then that'd be it.
Yeah.
Right, did the backflip on his body like Mortal Kombat, right? It was like, finish him! Like, yeah.
Get over here. Yeah.
Get out!
All of that.
See, now, Wolf Soulja Boy actually had some hands or something, man. He might get out there and, be all like Liu Kang and shit.
Q.
No, the streets already showed us he doesn't have any hands or credibility. They've already showed us.
Oh, you talking about when they took his phone?
I could bench press. I could bench press more than him. Soulja Boy was out there, and he was talking about, I'm getting my workout in. I'm lifting weights. This man was lifting soccer mom yoga weights, 5 pounds in each hand. I could bench press more than that man.
Are you sure he actually lifted, or he just took a picture of the weights and walked off? Because he
did a stunt.
Because he part of it too.
He did the Bow Wow challenge.
He did the Bow Wow challenge, took pictures of weights, but didn't lift them.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it in the gym. Like, ooh, y'all, I've really been working out. For my Bow Wow.
Wait till somebody goes really hard on one of the treadmills, and it's like, then you go up there and like see the stats, and they burned like 3,000 calories and ran for like 6 hours. Just take a picture of it. Just got done. And like have a towel over your head like you really.
And no sweat. No sweat at all. Like, okay, Kim, something's fishy.
I wiped it off. That's what you say.
Oh my God.
All right. So I guess who will have to be the worst pump fake out here? Would it be Mr. Shad Moss himself, or would it be Soulja Boy? Who's worse? Or are they on the same level?
I want to say it's Bow Wow, because I feel like at this point that nigga lives in like a townhouse with like a Toyota. Like I feel like at this point he's living very regular like the rest of us, and it's just to the point to where it's like stop. Like it's okay for you to have once been a rapper and just live a comfortable life. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna have to
it's okay.
It's absolutely Shad, because I got a feeling he was in that Spirit Rumble. I have a feeling he was in that same line with them people at Spirit. So
he probably was. The reason they got in the fight is because he got the last seat.
Right. I don't see it for him these days.
Oh,
God bless him.
Hey,
a mess.
I don't know.
I just want better for him.
It brings up this question though of people who live for the internet. We know there are people out here who got their internet persona. They either super thugging, or they real hard, or they got it really going on like that in the internet verse, but in reality, they just chilling. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of those fakers out there, man. Like, especially on Twitter, I feel like I've met some, but I'm like, oh, you were so cool on Twitter, but like you're awkward and weird in like real life. So it's really interesting to see it, like the personalities that they build and have these huge followings, and then I'm like, you can't even carry on a normal conversation. So, yeah.
oh man.
I mean, Twitter's just like a wealth of that, right? Like that's why I'm able to do like social media shenanigans. Like half this crap comes from Twitter, and it's because people make these online personas and pretend to be things that they aren't. And then, you know, when people meet them in real life, they turn out to be scammers, or they steal lettuce, or they steal your car, or they pay $5 in child support,
Or they got
or
gnats in the house.
Gnats or roaches, or they steal money out of your purse, or they order pizzas with your credit cards.
Yes. Girl, bring me back.
There's sound like some stories behind these ones.
Oh, these are all Twitter stories. These are all Twitter fly out or Twitter meetup scam stories. Like, it's all of it.
But you got hustle for some dominoes, bro? Like, straight up? Like,
oh my gosh, some of those were the best stories ever. I miss those days of Twitter. I haven't been on like I used to, but those are some of the best.
wow.
And that's the thing about it. Like, it is funny. And like, you're sitting there watching this in real time, watching these people tweet these things, and you're dying because you're like, who would do something like that? But I think it's just that we've become so connected as a society through the internet that you feel like you really know these people, and you don't know them. And so it's very easy for them to scam you or have you, or essentially fake it till they make it, right? Like, they're out here making you feel like there's something that they're not. And I think people are just less cautious when it comes to that. But I guess the bigger question really is, like, why do people feel the need to get on the internet and stunt like that? I mean, couldn't you just post regular ass pictures of you doing regular shit like most of everybody else?
No, because regular is not entertaining. And people who are feeling insignificant in their regular life, in their day to day, they want to be perceived as entertaining and bigger than what they are. So that's why they stunt for the gram. That's why they taking these Google images and making them their profile pictures and so on and so forth. My question was going to be to you guys about catfish. And since that show has come out, do you think it's been harder for people to kind of stunt or like do these fake personas because people are more kind of aware and on edge?
I think people can
I would
still
say
do it. Because
yeah, I mean, I think it's still possible.
especially if you got a sucker for love out here, they willing to hear whatever you got to say. You be like, oh yeah, I promise I'm gonna meet you in 2020. But when my money get right, if you just send that check to my PayPal account, then I'll be out there to see you. Okay. Never be seen at all, and they'll just keep on messaging. Well, you were supposed to come out here. It is 2022 now, and I haven't seen you yet. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's one of those things, right, where it's so easy to steal pictures from other people. It's so easy to use other people's pictures that it's very easy to, I guess, catfish. And like you say, I think a lot of times because we've seen, and I think with catfish, it's very unique, right? Because the show's been on long enough to where most people know the tricks of the trade, right? They know what it looks like to be catfished. But but I mean, that's the thing with anything is technology advances, people get smarter. Like you find workarounds for these things, right? So the typical things that would work to catfish a person don't necessarily work, but that doesn't mean that people haven't found ways to work around that. But then you also have to look at it as we consider ourselves relatively smart people, right?
Right.
So we watch catfish, we laugh at it, and we're like, oh, that would never happen to me. Nobody could ever, pull one over on me like that. And then you meet that person or that online persona, and next thing you know, you're talking and giggling on the phone at 3 a.m. and you're, whatever, and you feel like you really know this person, and then you look up and you're being catfished too.
Now, damn, if we can't do a Google Hangout, a FaceTime, or first of all, I'll put it like this: if you stay more than 20 miles away from me, ain't nothing gonna really go on. I'll see you whenever you in town. Straight.
Don't text me when you're in town because I do not care. Text the Dallas Travel Board because I don't care.
Hey, man. I mean, and I think it's cute when people have those. It started on Twitter. I went out to see that person, and they came back to see me, and I get that. But I feel like with that comes a set of rules. Like you can't catfish me. Like there's no way for you to catfish me if I'm. It's impossible in 2017 there's FaceTime, like you said, there's Google Hangouts, there's all these things. Like I know, like I used to use Kik, and I think a guy tried to send me a picture through Kik, and I was like, but you do realize it tells me if you sent me a picture from your gallery or if you just took that, right?
Girl,
He said you did. Hold on. He
sent
sent you a pic from 2005.
That way too.
Huh?
I said, when he sent you a pic from
I got a
2005.
What?
story.
It's not that it was from 2005. It's just that first of all, he sent me a picture of somebody that I vaguely remember like seeing a picture of on the internet, and I was like, that's not you.
All right.
Oh, okay. Oh, try to hustle the game. I'm sorry, Kimmie, what were you saying?
I was gonna say because catfish to me too also goes beyond just your physical persona. Because I had a guy that I actually met here in Dallas. It was years ago, and I met him here, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a lawyer from Houston." Da 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 da. I was like, "Okay, you're cute." So we were chatting back and forth. I still lived in Oklahoma City at that time, so it was a lot of like FaceTimes. But it was never FaceTime at home or at the office, really. It was always when you were like in between places. And like stuff just started to get fishy. Well, one day I decided to do like some research and ended up finding his Facebook page. He was not only not a lawyer, but he was like married, had like kids, like all this stuff. And I was like, I felt at that point like I had been catfished because we had been kind of having these phone conversations for like a couple of months. And I was like, I knew something was up. I thought I had found my husband to be. Not
Dirty
really,
hustling,
but still, like, if you're not a detective, if you ain't got your skills right, people will really try to run game on you. And that was kind of internet wise because LinkedIn caught him up because I had to go through LinkedIn, but
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? People lead these internet double lives, and it's very interesting because then, like, and it's always funny when somebody feels like horribly wronged on like some type of social media, and then their immediate response is, "Oh, you were in my DMs talking about this, that, and the third, but I found out you were married and had a wife, or y'all just got married 6 months ago," and then they want to put the wedding photos besides the DMs, and you're just like, "Oh my God, like, oh dear
but it's
God."
real because I got some of them stories too. I'm like, wait a second, you got a full wife? Or a girlfriend? For how long now?
He was like, man, that's
I
details.
thought you just sent me a pic.
What my wife got to do with us? You want those situations?
What my wife got to do with this dick pic I just sent you?
Semantics. Semantics.
You can be showing me packages and whatever.
Right. You never asked me if I had a wife. You just asked me if I was seeing anybody.
and at that moment, that was
I'm technically not seeing anyone.
Because, I be taking my glasses off sometimes. So sometimes I can see that.
You're right. You got to ask the right questions.
Oh, okay, sir. It's terrible. And once again, that's why I'm single, so whatever.
I mean, that's sad too when you think about it. Like, it's gotten like catfishing and these internet like stunts have gotten so bad to where people are like seriously like using these lies by omission and doing like mental gymnastics to justify being shitty online. Like, right? Like just being just being total like toe crust on the internet. And they're just
yeah. It's so crazy. And then I've ended up having to like unfollow people or block people because I'm like, I can't even deal with you because now I know how you are in real life and I can't deal with this persona. So have you all ever had to deal with that with people that you know in real life and they've gained like an online following and you're like,
yeah,
that ain't what you really do.
I have. You get those people they talk real slick. I'm like, dog, stop. If folks ran up on you, you were not gonna do nothing. Chill.
Right. You are not that person. Or like in just other blatant lies. Because, I have somebody, but I'm not going to front out their story. But I'm just like, I just know you be lying all the time.
Uh-oh. Off air convo.
Person. Yeah. Me and one of my other Twitter friends have side conversations all the time. Like, now this bald-headed lie right here because we know you from real life. But we let them flourish.
That was actually one of the So there was this new podcast that asked me what are some of the things that I would tell him, you know, some quick advice I would say. I said, man, be authentic and be yourself. That's it. Can't nobody take that away from you.
Ain't that it? I mean, I think that's the perfect answer, man.
Yeah. I was
Which,
like,
I mean,
oh, that's
Go ahead.
great.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't have the energy to fake it like that, man. That's the reason I got married, so I can stop lying for the most part.
Oh, that's the only reason.
It's part of it, but you know.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Jesus, hula hooping, tap dancing, Christ.
Lying is exhausting. Why don't we just get married? Fuck.
I'm really tired of pretending to like your outfits. So let's get married so then I can just ignore you and not have to tell you I like them.
Or I can just tell the truth and you get mad, you just walk to the next room like, all right, well shit, at least I can get my game in there for the moment.
That is so terrible.
Simply awful. You know you're on the show with two women, right?
I know.
We're not gonna high five you over this.
He doesn't care.
I got homies who will back me.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, I'd like to say that I'm fairly authentic online, but I think the people that know me best will tell you I think it's just kind of more an amplification of my personality.
Okay.
Because I occasionally will say some very reckless shit, but I mean, I would say it, you know, to those people that know me as well. Like I would, you know, I'm just kind of outwardly thinking. So I don't necessarily, I feel like it's authentic without me giving away
everything. Yeah.
Everything.
I think I've changed actually online. Me and Tia actually talked about this on our last episode. Like my Twitter personality a few years ago was a little more reckless. But as I've been trying to build a brand, I've been like more careful about what I'm saying, and I think that's why Twitter hasn't been as fun to me.
Yeah, it is rough.
I don't know, guys. The old Kimmie might be coming back.
Hey, we'll take it. Come on, jump in those VJ questions of the day, and then
come to
shake
the dark
your head
side,
like, wow.
darling.
I'm on my way,
cookies.
girl. I'm on my way.
We have cookies, darling. Come to the dark side.
You'll come in and be like, "What did I just get into? Damn, I'm here now."
That's usually what happens. I start off the morning with something utterly ridiculous, and then like at people, and then I normally get like a bunch of weird faces and gifts back, and they're just like, "We're not. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Like we want better for you, sis. Go to bed."
Yay! Make Twitter fun again. I'm so ready for this. I can't wait to follow you.
Oh,
man. I need this.
So
you're gonna bring out my bad side.
Speaking of Twitter, Kimmie, go ahead, drop all your social medias and your shows and where they can locate all that stuff again.
Okay, so I am at Kimmie Inc., which is Kimmie, and then ink like the pen on everything. So that makes it super easy. And then as far as my shows, it's at Sit With Us Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and then also at the Charm School Show, Skool with a K, because we tried to make it different, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So it's easy to follow me and find me. We have new shows every week. So every Tuesday and Thursday.
and they're dope, so you guys should totally go listen.
Yes.
Oh, shucks. Thanks, guys.
And
Thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun.
Oh, man, no problem. We still got to redo that one we messed up last time. But VJ, go ahead, plug all your stuff too, man. Okay, well, you guys know, as usual, you can find me being bothersome and a terrorist on Twitter. It is at BJ_Burton. On IG, it is always Vibrant VVEE. And then Snapchat is Meek B. I have not posted anything interesting on Snap in a little while. I promise that I will, try to get better about that. Maybe. All right.
kind of, sort of, but whatever. You're gonna take what I give you.
Snap when you come. When you come to Dallas.
I'm going on a 2-week Snap blackout, and then the 27th, I'm just gonna pop up with all the snaps.
Oh my goodness. I gotta start I have it. I just don't use it. I don't really know how to really effectively use it yet, but I'm getting there, man. But if y'all do want to go
to YouTube, they have tutorials.
Oh, cool. Hey, I'm on
YouTube. Everything. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I do have my Snap, which is QSimp05, I think. Everything else, Q the Great on Instagram and Twitter. You can also check me out on Facebook, Quentin Simpson. Follow the show page as well, which is The Critical Dump on Facebook. And you can also follow the show's Twitter on TCD Media Network. Also, find all of our shows on Spreaker.com/user/The Critical Dump. Or, my bad, I'm sorry, the TCD Media Network. Or just search us in Spreaker. I think our SoundCloud is back up. I'm not sure. We have to double check again. But other than that, man, you know, thank everybody for even being on. Like I said, I want to thank my guest for being on again. It's pretty dope. We got her on finally. And,
yay!
I guess when VJ come down, we can all do an in-house episode one of these days. But you know,
Yes,
things in the work. So
we're gonna eat your birthday Henny cupcakes while we do it.
No, don't do me like that.
I cannot wait.
But other than that, man,
And you guys both have to be on set with us. You have to be on set with us, both of you guys. So
all right, let me know
we're gonna
when.
get that rescheduled.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, so
Yeah, y'all know Tia about to go on maternity leave.
I know.
Help.
Matter of fact, shout out to Tia, man. You gotta keep up with her on that. But let me go ahead and play us all out with VJ's favorite rapper of all time, and y'all be easy.
Sold out show, pocket full of cake. What you know about selling Trace Mill out the gate? I'm the hottest thing around. Neck full of bling bling like
See,
the
straight for you.
Neptune sound. I got it locked from the left, right, front,